Hi everyone. I want to talk to you today about setting up a tackle box or a tackle bag, whichever your preference is. My particular bag is a soft side, and it's actually a cooler. It's designed for carrying lunches. It's not really a tackle bag, but it was less expensive, so that was the route I took. A lot of people get drawn into the idea that your tackle bag is for nothing but lures, and while you do obviously need lures when you go fishing, that's not what this is about. Setting up your tackle bag or box, think about it as a utility or toolbox, and think about the fact that you need to put things in there that could help you if you get in trouble: safety, security items, survival items, and I'm going to go over a few of those. But it's not just for tackle, it's not just for putting lures in. And so I'm going to go over right now some of the things I have. Safety items. I have a safety whistle, and it has a compass on it, it has a thermometer, and it has a built-in magnifying glass that if I need to start a fire with that reflective light, I can do so. And it's a handy little tool to have, and obviously it's got the whistle. You can attract attention if you're hurt and need help. So that's a safety item. Another safety item, or really nice to have, is a flashlight. You never know when you might get stuck out after dark when you really didn't plan to, and that just comes in handy. It's just nice to have. Another thing, sunscreen, lubricant for taking care of your reels, and you can also spray this on your line. It's a great line conditioner. Sunscreen, protect yourself from the sun. That's super important. Nail clippers, don't bite line, cut it, especially when you're dealing with braid. It's real important to cut your line with those. And also I keep a pair of forceps in my bag. That's for removing hooks that are kind of tough set. I clip them on the side so they're always there when I need them. I've got a little Swiss Army knife and a multi-tool, and those things have every friggin' tool you can imagine you'd need. Scissors, punches, pliers, knives, a little saw blade. It's got everything. So they're great little things to keep in your box. They don't take up a lot of room. Put them in there and have them. Needle nose. Gotta have needle nose whenever you go fishing. Diagonal cutting pliers. Now I'll tell you why these are important. If you ever hook yourself, especially with a crankbait, each crankbait is going to have 1, 2, or sometimes even 3 hooks, and what you want to do is you want to cut that hook away from the bait. You cut the little split ring, get the bait away from your hand. If you're trying to pull one hook out and you set another hook in you, it's kind of silly and it's going to hurt even worse. So cut the split ring, get that bait away from your hand, then the only thing you're dealing with is the one hook that's stuck in you. Get that out, move on. Put them in your bag, keep them. Survival item, cigarette lighter. You never know when you're going to get out in a spot where you need to have fire to get warm. Sometimes it's nice just to have a fire to cook a lunch if you're of the mind to do that. Put it in your bag, keep it in there. Over here on the side, I have 2 throwaway rain ponchos. You got a couple options with these. You can either put them on and wear them to protect yourself from the rain, or you can create a shelter by tying them into a tree so you can hide under the shelter and keep yourself dry that way. I always keep 2, one for myself and one for my fishing buddy, because I know he's not thinking about packing that. And you don't take rain gear on every fishing trip. Nobody does that. So that's another important item to have. First aid kit. I actually bought a larger kit, and I took some of the items out and I put them in here so that I could have them. I have alcohol swabs, cotton swabs, I have antibiotic ointment in here, Band-Aids, and painkiller, Tylenol. So I keep those, and it goes on every trip with me, and they're right there on the side of my bag so I don't have to look for them. One last thing I want to talk about is extra spools of line. If you nest up a reel, if you knot it up, don't waste time sitting there trying to pick knots. Cut it. Those things are $1 a piece. It's 100 yards. Re-spool. You'll be fishing long before the guy who's sitting over there picking knots. So that's pretty much it. The one last thing I wanted to say was that when you do pick containers, and you're going to select whichever lures are appropriate for the fishing trip you're going to take that day, get containers that are compatible with your bag or your box and they fit in there so that you can pack everything you need in one handy case. I keep my spinner baits, swim jigs, and chatterbaits all in these Ziploc bags. They're all color separated. Everything goes in there. It's easy to get. I fish in a canoe, so space is critical, and you can't eat up all the space with this stuff, so you need to pack smart. Put your safety items in, put your survival tools in, and then go out in the water and have fun. See ya.